Hello, everyone. I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Elden Ring. Um, Last we left off, we went through the Stone Fissure Coffin, or Stone Coffin Fissure. Sorry about that. Took me a second to remember what it was called, but yeah, Stone Coffin Fissure. It's that little big hole in the ground at the far end of the Cerulean coast. Let's see if I can, all the way down here. Yep, Stone Coffin Fissure. We did get there earlier, if like a little while back, when we did the Cerulean Coast for the first time. We did go down the big hole there, but there was a gate of light that was blocking further progress. Yeah, it was like sealed by Miquella earlier on, but once his great rune is broken, you can actually that little wall of light disappears and it allows you to go further down. So last episode we decided to go further down, or I decided to go further down, all the way down to Stone Coffin Fissure. Really, I wouldn't quite say beautiful, but it's definitely an interesting place. A whole bunch of like coffin ships, putrescent sludges, some blood fiends, who apparently were probably worshiping Saint Trina because they inflict sleep. um, there was a cross of Miquella where apparently he trying to remember what the words he used. Abandoned here, my love. Yep. He basically abandoned Saint Trina down there, his other half. Yeah, and one of the spirits that was nearby was like, how can you offer salvation if you cannot save yourself or your other half? Or something along those lines. So the spirit makes a good point. So we first encountered the blood fiends, found the cross, crossed some coffin boat barge things with some, I'm not quite sure what they're called, little stone snake sentry kind of things. Not quite sure what they're called, but there were some of them. 3 of them were just kind of being sentries and took pot shots at anybody who tried to cross the bridge. But yeah, we took advantage of geometry or collision or whatever. Yeah, stand behind the ledge. They couldn't hit us, but we could still hit them with our crossbow. So we took advantage. We cheesed them. So yeah, okay, might as well. There was some grave birds down there as well. They also can inflict sleep, so just gotta be careful. Then we came upon some skeletons with some putrid flesh on them. But they're just basic skeletons, so hit them with a holy pot or with last rites, and you're good to go. And then we came on a golden spirit misbegotten warrior. I'm not quite sure what his deal is. I know he's special because he's a golden spirit. I think he was like a guardian of some sort for Saint Trina. Because when we did beat him, he dropped the spectral, multi-layered rings of light. Yeah. Light ring incantation was cultivated by a tradition separate from the Golden Order fundamentalism. It might have been like a prototype Miquella came up with when he was developing his discs, or maybe derived from the discs. Because the Discus of Light was created by Miquella in the hopes. He explored golden fundamentalism in the hopes to find a cure for Melania's rot, which it didn't offer, but he created the Discs of Light in the hopes that it would, but it didn't quite work out. I think he presented to his father as Radagon, and Radagon gifted back the triple rings of light, kind of as like a, thanks, here's a good version of it. But there was that little back and forth. So, but I digress. But yeah, Mr. Forgotten War drops multi-ring of light. I'm pretty sure he doesn't respawn, so you just have to beat him once to get the reward. Yep. And then we came upon. Did we come upon? No. Well, at the end of the little fissure, we had to do a leap of faith. Yep. I think one of the spirits nearby pretty much told us what to do. You know, his fear prevented him from taking the jump. So, but we did the jump, went all the way down. It was a long fall. It took like a few seconds, but but we safely landed at the very bottom it basically was the boss arena for the Putrescent Knight. Yep. He didn't give us too much trouble. We were prepared for him. He is weak to holy, and we are pretty strong with holy. So, I mean, we had our Halo Scythe, and it's Ash of War, the Miquella's Ring of Light. Ash of War is just really strong holy attack. So we kind of messed him up. I did summon Ornus, so whatever. we beat him up. That's all that matters. Yeah, and I believe they reused Dark Eater Midir's boss arena from Dark Souls 3 DLC for the Putrescent Knights arena. It looked so similar. I mean, like, when I first saw it, first thing that came to mind was Dark Eater Midir. So I'm like, I mean, it's a good arena. Wide, flat. Nice color palette was actually pretty cool. It's like a slight purpley velvet color. Pretty colors. But yeah, we beat the knight. We found St. Trina. We told Tholier about it. He moved down. He moved down to where St. Trina was, hoping to hear her speak, by drinking the nectar. But so we drank the nectar. I think 3 or 4 times, and then we heard St. Trina speak to us. Yep, basically telling us to stop Miquella, because St. Trina believes that becoming a god would be like a prison for Miquella, and it's probably best not to do that. So we told Tholier, he didn't believe us. We tried to give it, we insisted that she did. He got mad. He invaded us. We kicked his butt, and then we kind of, she really did tell us. So at that point, I believe his quest line is pretty much done. We don't have to worry about him for now. So now he won't show up at the Leda fight. Well, he will, but he'll be on our side, hopefully. I'll go check on him again, probably between episodes, just to make sure. But, and that was it. Oops. Didn't even do that. Yeah, that was it. Stone Fissure Coffin, Putrescent Knight, St. Trina, and Tholier. Bam. Summed that up in like an 8-minute thing into like 20 seconds. Between episodes, all I really did was I had enough runes to increase our strength by 1. Yep. So now we have 25 strength. Mainly because so I can use this axe one-handed. It requires 25 strength to one hand, so that's the main reason. Probably won't go any more than that, but we'll see. Trying to think what else we did between episodes. As far as I know, that was it. Just 1 point into strength. And today, we're tackling Shadow Keep. Or at least the first half of it, anyway. Shadow Keep. We'll do this section first until we get to the storehouse. And then we'll backtrack to this grace and go through the church district, which is this section here. This will also lead to the storehouse, but it'll lead to like a secondary path in the storehouse. So I want to do the main entrance here first, and then we'll do this next. At least until we get to the storehouse. There is... I'm trying to think. So, Shadowkeep's main area first. You know, the golden hippo, the little castle-y part, up to where we get to the storehouse. And then after that, we'll sidetrack to the church district, clear that area out, drain the water, make our way to the secondary path of the storehouse, and then we'll go back to the church district and head down. And if we have enough time, we'll do the Scatter Tree Avatar, if we have enough time. It really depends on how quickly we get through Shadowkeep. I mean, the first section here shouldn't take that long. It's the church district that's going to take a bit longer, just because there's the part where we have to drain the water. So, church district might be more of this episode, but we definitely do the main entrance here. And our equipment for today. Yep, going with like little bear warrior kind of get up. I don't know what you call it. Bear warrior. Sure, why not? Starting off with the lightning infused crescent moon axe with the lightning slash, because it will, the stomp at least will flinch black knights. I'm pretty sure it will flinch fire knights as well, as long as they're not attacking. So that's actually really useful to have. It's also really strong on the crescent moon, because the downward slash does a lot of, it has a pretty high motion values, coupled with our already impressive damage values. So we'll probably be hitting for like 3,000-4,000 just on the downward slash alone. So yeah, we'll be chunking black knights. And they're also weakest to lightning, so we're also going to take advantage of that as well. So lightning infused crescent moon axe, plus 24. Probably should plus 25 it, because I do like this axe. Bow, seal, shield. Going with the mesmer shield just because. Could probably do the serpent crest, but sure, why not? Serpent crest. And we have the pelt of Valva, champion's pauldron, Radon's gauntlets, and the tree sentinel greaves. I like this. I like how it looks. It's really nice looking. Coupled with the crescent axe. Bulgo talisman, so we have 51 effective poise. Two-hand sword, because we are going to be two-handing quite a bit. And getting our pretty strong great axe is going to do a lot more damage too. Shard of Alexander for our lightning slash, because we're going to be using that quite a bit. And Blessed Blue Dew, because it's just really strong. Flask has Green Burst and Hard Tier. Starting off the lightning bolt pots, ancient bolt pots. I do have the hefty and the regular ones. So we might be changing this up a bit. Boiled crab, and we have Divine Bird, Warrior Ornis. Pretty standard stuff. All right. Stats, as we saw earlier. Spells, a little different. We have the multi-layered Ring of Light. Knight's Lightning Spear, Pest Threads, Bear Roar, Aeonia, Vow, and Heal. Yep. Every time I put on the bear pelt, I gotta have Bear Roar. I just gotta. It's also a really good AoE Ash of War. So. Alright. And I do have Rykar's Great Rune still active. So. This is a really strong Great Rune for Legacy Dungeons. Or just traveling in general, like exploration. But anyway, enough rambling? I think so. I've been going on for quite a while. So, all right, let's get going. into Shadow Keep. Yeah, I thought about using the Solitude Greaves with this setup, but it'll put us in heavy load, unfortunately. I'd rather keep my talismans as they are. So. Shadow Keep. Alright. Turn that off. Immediately with a grace and a summoning pool. And we have summon signs, which means this is a boss. Probably like me and probably a lot of other people, they probably just ran right in without noticing the big guy in the corner. Yeah. I didn't notice him the first time. I just ran in there not really paying attention. But yeah, you can summon Freya and Hornsent. I don't have to. I mean, he only has... I'm trying to think real quick. Sure, why not? We'll summon him. I don't care. Actually, no. Let's change our heal spell real quick. Easy, buddy. I guess when I rested at the grace, it reset him, which caused him to kind of stand up real quick. All right, put a slap on heal from afar. We will summon. I don't care. Let's go, Hornsent. Freya. It's going to make this battle harder, but I don't care. Well, harder in the air quotes way. He'll get more health. He'll get more damage. But he'll get more poise defense. So poise damage ain't going to do much. Or stance damage, anyway. I mean, Hornsent can cause bleed. Yeah, screw it. All right, Hornsent, I hope you bleed, so let's go. All right. Golden Hippopotamus. If we didn't have summons, I would... if I didn't have Freya or Hornsent, I would try and poise break him. Because he only has 80 stance, so it's actually not that hard to stance break him with a great sword. Using Impaling Thrust, I think a two-handed R2 and then another Impaling Thrust would do enough stance damage to poise break him. So if I didn't have these two, I would do that. But I said, screw it, we're going to summon because I like summons. All right. Oh, you did not do what I want you to do. Ow. You're supposed to do your grab, not your lunging bite. Yeah, that. Get back here. Ow. Thank you. Try to get the rod off. Ow. I'm just... Really? Thank you. Thank you, Ornsent and Freya. Aspects of the Crucible, Thorns, and 2 Shadow Fragments. Oh, Hippo. You're supposed to start off with the grab, not your lunge. Oh well. Alright. Yes, Golden Hippo. He is actually weakest to lightning and fire, like all the other hippos. So, and since this arena is filled with water, lightning is probably your best bet. And with that, we're now at Shadow Tree Blessing level 12. Yep. You now hit the soft cap for the blessing level, so from here on out, the blessing levels are diminishing returns. So, I mean, I'll still go to as high as I can. I will aim for 20, the max, but 12 is usually a good cutoff point for most playthroughs. All right, let's get our heal back. Hippo. So, all right. Oh, well, do we want to use thorns? It is a fun Ash of War, but nah. We'll probably use it eventually, just not right now. It is a cool one. You kind of get down low and you do like a spin, chucking thorns all over the place. So, Mr. Spirit, you seem upset. ... No, such a thing is utterly inconceivable. We have not been abandoned. Mesmer is the son of Queen Marika. Her grace would never abandon her own flesh and blood. Well, I got bad news for you, knights. It seems like she did abandon him and everyone who's here. Some impaling spikes. Item, just be careful. There is a patrolling spearman that will come down the stairs, so if you just run out there to those 2 soldiers or that item, you're gonna get speared. Oops, I forgot. I need to... Hopefully the spear guy didn't trigger yet. Okay. Bless bones. This is festive grease. Like, sure, why not? That's how you stomp. Yes, the attack around the corners is the one thing I do not like. I hate attack around the corners. Scripted attacks around the corners, I should say. Bear roar? Bear roar. The stomp will stagger or flinch the Black Knights. That is very nice. The Mangosh. It's basically a fancier parry dagger. Historically, the Mangosh would be in your left hand. Tend to be used in the left hand, thereby complementing a pure sword or identical blade held in the right to enable a distinct fighting style, or a distinctive style of fighting. Yeah. So it's basically a parry dagger. It's just a fancier parry dagger. It's got a bigger hand guard, but I don't think the defense values are that much different. Oop. Oh, it does. Okay. It does have a higher guard negations, but not by much. But it is something. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't think they would be different, but they are. Yep. Down there is the little... This is the way we came in. You can hop through this window into this little courtyard, but we'll get there through a different way. Another set of Mesmer soldiers and another set over here. Alright. So now we just need to... No, sir. And you fell down. Yeah. Yeah, using the hefty pots to knock them over is a good idea. It's just be careful because you can clip this little weapon rack. I have done it before, so just be careful. Red mushrooms, thank you. I think that is a way out. Oh, actually, I think that is the way out. So it leads this little bridge here that leads out. Yeah, that is the way out. Okay. You can also jump over this railing here to get to the courtyard, but there is a Black Knight down below, so just be careful. Again, we're not going to actually go that way either. There's actually another way down, which I prefer. Do not fire on the stairs. I do not. Yeah, even though he backed up, we still got him. Right. He has a great bow, and he also has a twin blade, so try to lure the shield guy out first, and then there's no one else in that room, so at this point we can just rush him. Bam. Oh, I like the lightning slash now. Right. Shadowrun Rune. Free money is free. Well, at least it'll stagger them, at least with the great axe. I don't know about the other weapons. I haven't tried. It's not open from the side. More golden vow item. It's another way to get down to the courtyard, although I think this will cause damage. Is it even survivable? That's a good question. Yes, okay. So there's another way down, but again, there's a Black Knight right there, so he'll probably hear you unless you stealth your way down. like with the Assassin's Gambit or Soft Cotton. But this is actually the preferred method I like to go down. You drop down here. You grab this, which I think is smithing stone. Yes, 5 number 5s. And this will drop you down into the courtyard. Right behind Mr. Black Knight. Yeah, we'll take care of him. Boo. More golden vow items. Sure, we'll take it. It's not as good as the incantation, but we'll take it. Yeah, bunch of shadow people praying to the Earth Tree. Or at least one of them. Yeah, I think this was America's attempt at the Earth Tree. Yeah. Talisman of Lord's Bestowal. Interesting talisman. I think it was a misstep on FromSoft's part. Yeah, increases poise after using a flask of tears. So when you drink a flask, you get, I think it's like 50-something% extra poise damage reduction, I believe. Yeah, similar to the bull goat, but it's like twice as strong, and only after you drink a flask. So, yeah, the Lord accepted the sap stoically, without any sign of wavering. No wonder Lord of the Earth Tree cast a long shadow over the lands. Yep, and that's Godfrey depicted there. I believe that's when he received the sap of the Earth Tree. But I think this talisman, trying to think of the right word. It should provide a damage boost or damage negation boost and a poise boost when you drink flask, not just the poise boost. But because then that would make this talisman a lot more useful, and especially in like boss fights or really tough fights. But anyway, but as is right now, it's not that good of a talisman. No, it's actually not that good at all. 50% more poise damage reduction when after you drink a flask, and not really good. I mean, the idea is sound. The idea is, not getting drinking your tears without getting interrupted, but yeah, I think it needs a bit more in order to be viable. 8 number 2s. So, anyway. And there's that window with the Mesmer soldier that we backstabbed. It's actually not a bad place to drop in, but again, up there has the 5s, smithing 5s. Earth Tree. Trying to think. Oop. We were too late. All right, let's see if I can do this. Nope. All right. Put the shield away. Just stomp. Stick to the strategy. Stick to the strategy. I definitely need to practice parrying twin blades. I definitely do. Ones. I don't think there's anything else down here. It's like a little armory of sorts. Yes, stick to the strategy and we'll all be good. No fancy stuff. Yeah, every time you try to get fancy, you get your butt handed to you. Just stick to the strategy and you'll be good. Alright. And now we're back up here in the room with the 2 Black Knights. Grand dining hall. It's got Mesmer's little insignia strewn about. As in just on the fireplace. I thought there was more banners in the hall, but nope. All right. Pickled liver, the holy pickled liver. It could be useful. I think that's death, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Just be careful, because there are little shadow militia hiding behind the boats. Not all of them, but some of them have militia behind them. I think this one does. Nope, that one does. Rawr. Okay, so this one has the militia and him. You lunged way too forward. That was not natural. It's like he jumped up and then you got like... that was just weird. How far you lunged. Fire grease. And our first Fire Knight. Who honestly... very susceptible to holy, surprisingly. Yes, Fire Knights, as it turns out, are actually susceptible to holy. I think they have 0 negation against holy, and lightning for that, I believe, as well. Double darts. 8-2, so yeah. Fire Knights use holy weapons, holy or lightning weapons. All right. We'll deal with that in a moment. Let's just go down this way. All right. You saw nothing. There you go. You did not see your friend die. You did not get curious. And you did not hear a giant bear roar. Yes, I am amazed that they don't hear, air quotes, the bear roar. It doesn't aggro enemies. I'm still amazed by that. All right. And this door should lead us back into the Golden Hippo fight. Ba-ba-da-ba. Yep. All right. Well, we don't need a rest, so we'll go back up. All right. All right. We'll come back to you in a moment. We'll finish off this little section. Rawr. Gotta get our bear roar in. Should be some more militia. Aha. So if you go on the right side, he's going to pop out, but if you go on the left side, he doesn't. Arr. Ah, I love the bear roar. 3/8. Nice. Definitely gonna need them. Yeah. We'll go grab the silverfoot. We'll take this ladder here in a moment. We actually want to do this real quick. All right. We have a choice. We have a choice. Well, before that, we're gonna. Well, yeah, we're gonna need our multi-hit. Now we're gonna need two-hand, because two-handing a weapon does not apply to the Ash of War on the waterfowl. Waterfowl does not take your two-handed into account, so the two-hand talisman is not really going to help with that. All right. Yeah, we've got an NPC fight, so that's why I switched up gears. All right, so now we have a choice. We can either assist Needle Knight Lita in her culling of the comrades. So we'll invade Hornsent as an ally of Lita with the goal of killing Hornsent. If you side with Lita and you beat Hornsent, you will get his armor set and his weapon. And then afterwards, you can go back and talk with Lita, and she'll give you a talisman. I'm trying to remember what the talisman was. I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's the one that enhances sprinting attacks. Well, the description will say dashing attacks, but it's actually sprinting attacks. It's an meh talisman. It has its uses, but I don't think it's that good. But so that's what we get if we side with Lita. There's also more dialogue, but that's secondary. So, however, if we summon to assist Hornsent, we'll fight Lita. We won't kill Lita, but we'll fight her off. If we side with Hornsent and we beat Lita, Hornsent will give us the vacuum / Ash of War, and we'll also get the Lita's rune or Leta rune. It's either Lita or Leta. I can't quite know how it's pronounced, but I'll probably go back and forth between the two. But so if we help Hornsent, we'll get the vacuum / Ash of War and Leta's rune, which is a consumable rune item like America's Grace or like these. You use it, you gain runes. And Hornsent will still be alive. His quest will continue on. And Lita, I think, disappears from the map. She doesn't disappear from the game, but you can't talk to her afterwards. At least not that I'm aware of. But that's the choice. Help Lita, get Hornsent's armor, weapon, talisman, and that ends Hornsent's journey. You help Hornsent against Lita. Hornsent will continue his journey. You get Ash of War and a consumable rune. So, all right. So those are the choices. I'm going to help Hornsent because I want his Ash of War, and I will want him for the Mesmer fight because. All right, Hornsent. Oh, and this invasion fight thing, you can miss out on it. This will disappear once you start Mesmer's boss fight. So if you skip this up and you continue your exploring and then end up in Mesmer's room on accident and the fight starts, this invasion goes away. You can miss this. So don't do this while you can. I missed it my first time through. I did not realize this went away once Mesmer's fight started, so I came back to do this and it was gone. So don't be me and miss out on it. So, all right, Hornsent.
Before your thirst for revenge beckons our undoing, I can no longer trust your word.
In the end, I knew this day would come. The nature of your kind, time service, will always show itself. Interfere not with my business. Zealot, do not interfere. This is my revenge.
So Swift Slash Ash of War. I thought it was Vacuum Slash, but Swift Slash Ash of War and Letta's Rune. Okay, that fight went. Wow, that went a lot easier than I anticipated. To be honest, I did not expect to kill her so quickly. I'm pretty sure they have a little dialogue exchange for like a few hits. Whoopsies. I was not expecting to do, almost 20,000 points of damage, but should have known better, I guess. I should have known better. But anyway, so we helped Hornsent. Lita got fought off. Hornsent continues his journey, so which is the way I want it. Lita is kind of a crazy person. Like, crazy. Alright. So we're actually going to take this elevator up first. Mr. Fire Knight, you and I are going to get very well acquainted here between episodes. Yes, we are. Yes, that Fire Knight will drop his armor set, the Fire Knight armor, as well as the Fire Knight Greatsword. One of the best colossal swords in the game, in my opinion. So, me and that Fire Knight's going to be really acquainted. Specimen Storehouse. So light the grace. We'll tag the summoning pool. And then we'll leave. We're not going to do this just yet. Yes. Specimen Storehouse is an important place in the DLC. Lots of dialogue, lots of decisions. Another Letta fight invasion thing. But let me just check. Is she? Okay, yeah, she's not there. If you sided with Letta, she'll actually still be here at the High Road Cross. So you go back there, talk with her, and she'll give you the talisman that increases sprinting attacks. So, but since we sided with Hornsent, she left. So, all right. So now go down the ladder. All right, stick to the ledge. There is a room, but we're going to continue on. I think there's another item back here. Maybe. Yes, right here. Sombrate. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's any other rooms or anything back here. Nope. Cool. So now we go in that room behind the little waterfall, if you want to call it that. Down the ladder we go. Like a little sewer aqueduct kind of thing down here. And we have another painting. shows the Shadow Keeps, the Shadow Tree, Sunset, Domain of the Dragons. So it's probably in like the Jagged Peak somewhere. Alright, didn't have anything to say, but I'm guessing it's in the Jagged Peaks. Just because, you know, Domain of the Dragons. Alright. Actually, while we're here, Miquella gifted Letta with gentle gold to bring a soft hue to her faded eyes. So, not only can America grant grace, but so can Miquella, appears. Or at least he found a way to do it. Swift Slash. Okay, nothing there. Alright. And now for the secret. Even though it's not really a secret. I mean, you have stone-looking walls, and a plastered wall. This screams fake wall if I ever see anything. Yeah. Not really well hidden, but you definitely can miss it up. I mean, it stood out to me the first time I came down here and I swung at it. So I'm like, oh, illusory wall. How do we know? Yep, this is a very important passageway. Another coffin ride, huh? And again, we miraculously survive another coffin ride. Yep. A lot more coffins. And that time it's not a fake wall. Alright. It's just a random room, I guess. And now we're down below. Now we're down here. Bunch of furnace golem corpses strewn about. This is an important way to go. This actually leads us down to lead us down this way to this little section down here below Bonnie Village. There's I think a mausoleum over here, I want to say. The last of the mausoleums down here. There's 2 hippos down here as well. Each of them, I think, drops 1 shadow fragment. There's like another village kind of down here. Like the Fly Man Village or whatever it's called. And then even further down, there's a catacombs right down here, which will lead us down into the Abyssal Woods. Yep. The most funnest place in Shadows of the Erdtree. It's not, but anyway. Alright. Alright, so now that's... Yeah, so the front section of Shadowkeep is done. And that actually took a lot longer than I thought. Or anticipated. I mean, do I really want to do the church district right now? Oops. I mean, we'll at least get there. We'll head there. I'll think about it. Because the church district is a much bigger zone, in my opinion. So we just follow the road in to the tunnel. There is nothing in this tunnel. There's no hidden walls or anything, no items, so just go right through it. Here's the torrent. All right. Now we're officially back inside the keep. Tag the Grace, hit the summoning pool. Shadowkeep, Church District. Flooded the zone. I wonder why they flooded the zone. I think the way to unflood it's over there, just above my left shoulder. But yeah, I think it was a missed opportunity, in my opinion. They could have had like an aquatic monster that kind of patrolled the water. Like if you got too close, it could jump out and attack you. But I don't know. That might have been a bit too much. And it would have been there until you drained the water level, and then once you drain the water level, it'd go away. But that's just my opinion. It might have been a bit too much, but oh well. All right. We are almost an hour in. You know what? All right. I'm going to go against my plans, so I'm actually going to call an episode right here. I'd rather not start the zone, and then have it end like halfway through. So yeah. All right, yep. Call an episode. Yep. Finally started Shadowkeep. Yep. First we took on the Golden Hippopotamus, and that did summon Hornsent and Freya. Didn't have to, but why not? The more the merrier, I say. But it did like triple his health and increase his damage a little bit, but other than that, it wasn't that bad of a fight. He didn't really do what I wanted him to do. He usually starts out with his grab attack. And when he does his grab attack, if you're far enough away, just sprint to your left. If you sprint to your left, he has a hard time tracking you going that way. If you sprint to your right, I think he has a better way of tracking you if you go right. But if you go left, he'll miss you, I'd say like 80% of the time. But yeah, I didn't quite get to show it off because he didn't do his grab attack. Stupid hippo. But anyway. Yep, so Golden Hippo, he did give us the aspect of the Crucible Thorns. I might play around with it. it is a cool looking Ash of War. It is pretty decent with clearing out the mob enemies, like the low level, like these crabs over here, maybe like the shadow people. But and the golden hippo did drop 2 of the shadow tree fragments, and with those 2 fragments, we were enough to upgrade our blessing to level 12. Yep. So now we're at the soft cap. But again, I will push through. I will aim for the max level 20. Whether I actually get to that or not, I don't know. I might miss a fragment here or there, but... So hopefully by the time we get to Consort Radon, we'll have, hopefully, blessing level 18, maybe 19. But that's going to be a little ways off, so... And then after the hippo fight, we just carefully made our way through more Mesmer soldiers and some Black Knights. Yep. There's a bunch of upgrade materials, some golden bow item, consumable items. Picked up the Talisman of the Lord's Bestowal. Not very good. Probably won't be using it, but anyway. Some Shadow Militia, our first Fire Knight encounter, who will become my bestest friends between episodes. Probably not between this episode, but yeah, he will be. I will farm him for his armor set and his weapon for sure, because I want his weapon. I need his weapon. But his armor set's also pretty cool, but yeah, that's secondary. Weapon first, armor set next. Let's see, Fire Knights, more Shadow People. Yep. And then we did the first of the Leda invasions. This time, she picked Hornsent as an invasion target. So we had a choice. We either help Leda kill Hornsent, or we help Hornsent fight off Leda. So we end up choosing to assist Hornsent in fighting off Leda, because I want his Ash of War, and more importantly, because it will continue his quest line, so he'll still be available for the Mesmer boss fight, which I do want him to be. I do want him to be there. I mean, if you don't want Hornsent in the Leda fight in the Inner Ilum, the easiest way is just to assist Leda in killing Hornsent. That just ends his quest line there. He's dead, and he won't show up again for anything. But I would like to have him at the Mesmer fight, just because. So we helped Hornsent, got his Ash of War, got Leda's rune for some reason. Don't know how, unless she dropped it, which doesn't make sense either. Unless we picked it off her corpse as she off her body as she left. Because for some reason, we are endowed with the ability to collect grace from others. I assume that's what the runes are. It's like a grace. So when we level up, we infuse those runes into our own grace, making our grace stronger. So at least that's my theory anyway. Just like in the Souls games where you beat enemies, you take their souls and power your own through fire keepers and whatnot. But wait, did Milena? I'm trying to think if Milena referenced, turning runes into strength or turning runes into grace. It might have been runes to strength, actually. Well, I think we're taking those runes and empowering our own grace, which is like a representation of our power. But that's just my theory. So we got Leda's rune. And then we took a kind of a out-of-the-way ladder down into what appears to be like an aqueduct sewer kind of thing for the keep. Yep. Found a painting, which we'll probably get once we get to the jagged peak. And then we found a illusory wall, which hid another coffin ride, which took us down to this little zone right here. Yeah, I think this is the ruins of Unts, or however you want to pronounce it. Yep. Yeah, there's quite a number of furnace golems in this zone. I think there's like 2 of them at least. There's one here, and there's like another one over here somewhere. But quite a number of like furnace golem like bodies, frames, however you want to call them. But anyway, yep. And then we made our way down there, and that's when I decided to call an episode, because that was about an hour in. I don't feel like doing this. You know, I don't feel like rushing through this or cutting it halfway. So yeah. Yep, and that's it. Next episode, we'll be doing the Church District. Hopefully all of it, including the shadow or the Scato Tree avatar at the end. Hopefully, depending on how much time I have. But, yep, we got rooftop hopping, some more Fire Knights to deal with, a water to drain. I think there's 2 or 3 ulcerated tree spirits down there, some crabs. Trying to think what else is down there. I think there's a shadow fragment in there somewhere. Maybe 2. Oh, and there's also Queline's in here. His actual body's in here. Yep. And we're going to do something mean to him. At least in his aspect, it's mean, or evil anyway. But well, he deserves it. We don't like his bull coat anyway. Okay, that was kind of mean, but whatever. Yes, so the end of Queline's little quest thing, or if you want to call it a quest thing, but his last interactions in the Church District in here. I think it's like actually in there somewhere. But yep, well, that's so yeah. Next episode, Church District. Hopefully with the Shadow Tree avatar fight. And then after that, we'll probably go back into the Specimen Storehouse. Yep, we'll do because I think it's like 2 different routes in the Specimen Storehouse. You have the main route, which is where we kind of went, where we started at this episode. Through that one Fire Knight up the lift to the storehouse. And that will probably lead you to like the quote main progression of that little area. But there is like a little side trail kind of, and it's actually through the Church District here. So I think the side path that we're going to eventually come upon will take us down here, actually, to the Gaius fight and to the little hinterlands, this little area. So I think the side path takes us to these 2 zones, where the main path will take you to Mesmer and then to the Rao ruins, the upper section of them. So yeah, so I definitely recommend doing both paths if you can, or if you want. But anyway, so yeah, next episode, Church District, and after that, Specimen Storehouse. All right. But that is for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.